at Oracle Arena. Jamie Sire giving us a news flash on Chronicle Live. We go from a news flash to the flash. The Filipino Flash right now on CSNBayarea.com. Paul Gutierrez writes about how this signature bout awaits. The Filipino Flash a week from Saturday will be at Vegas, Mandalay Bay. Was it Victor Conte who gave him the nickname Filipino Flash?
No, I think he's had that.
He's had that a long time. Victor, welcome back to Chronicle Live. How are you, sir?
Thank you
Good to
very
see you
much,
again.
Greg.
We have Paul Gutierrez here. We're a nice piece today on our guy, Nonito. How are you, Nonito? You ready to roll? You got a big one. This is the biggest fight of your life, because you've had some big ones before, but this one is the biggest one by far.
By far. The guy is very experienced. You know, he's been champion for quite a long time, and I'm ready. This is an all or nothing thing for me, and you know, I'm very excited, and I'm very ready for this fight. And it's all I know is that this fight is not gonna go that 12 rounds. That's all I can say.
You said you'd be ready to go 50 rounds, like Paul wrote today. But how many rounds do we think this is going to go, Paul? 3 or 4 before somebody goes down?
Well, the thing that I like about it is Nonito, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody. He goes in there, and he's one of these guys that goes up and fights. He's not a defensive fighter. He's a good counterpuncher, but he likes to mix it up. And with the reigning champ, he's the same kind of guy. So you're going to see these two guys going head-to-head, throwing punches. So like you said, I don't believe it's going to go the distance. One way or the other, I'm looking 5 or 6 rounds.
So who takes the lead? You like to attack. He likes to attack. One of you is going to be counter-punching. Who's going to be the leader in this, do you think?
Well, the thing about me is that I like to engage and see how or where my opponent, you know, I usually tend to look at the flaws of my opponent and see what I can take advantage of. So I'm going to try to go out there and just see what he gives me. I mean, it's going to be power per power, speed per speed, experience per experience, and you know, the best man who has the better game plan is really going to come out victorious in this fight.
Victor, you were telling me in the green room his last fight was pretty impressive, huh?
Yes, a 4th round knockout, and you know, I think that we were here almost a year ago, and he's had a couple of knockouts since then, and I just think he's really developed into a complete fighter, and I think he's well prepared, and I think he's going to become a big superstar in the world of boxing.
Now, when you were here a year ago, I was not on Chronicle Live. You and I have spoken about Nonito before. How long have you guys been involved? How long have you been working with him, Victor? What is your role with the Flash?
I met Nonito in, I think, May of last year, and helped him prepare for his fight in Puerto Rico, which was July 10th, and then also the second fight against Sedorenko, which was December 4th down in Anaheim. And I guess you could say I'm a part of his support team, but I'm actually his biggest fan. I really think he's a great person as well as an excellent fighter.
No, he's you know, with Victor, man, he has gotten. I mean, I've been a world champion before I met him, but the level of my performance level has just increased dramatically because of the things that we put up. I mean, you know, we do blood testing to see what I'm missing in my system. You know, we do the high altitude simulation and everything else. I mean, from Remy Krchimny, my sprint trainer that Victor introduced me, I mean, I'm a different Filipino Flash.
Well, you look great. So you have to get in the ring Saturday at 118, a week from Saturday.
Yes.
What are you weighing right now?
I'm about 125 right now, but usually the cutting down.
You take off that jacket, you'll be down to 121, I think.
I have a few layers here, so I'm good to go.
All right, Bob Arum is from Top Rank, one of the greatest promoters in the history of boxing. Is your promoter now? How'd you hook up with the great Mr. Bob Arum?
You know, after I knocked out the guy who was supposed to be invincible, you know, back in 2007. You know, everybody started noticing me, and you know, Manny Pacquiao is with Bob Arum, and he wanted to get another guy, and that's when they kind of came up to me and my manager and said, you know what, maybe we can try something out with you, and they've given me good fights, and they've given me this fight, the biggest fight that they've given me so far, so I'm really happy with that.
You know, Greg, there's something else going on here, too, with this fight. We just heard today that it's actually sold out. It's at Mandalay Bay. It's on HBO, free HBO. But HBO usually goes for the welterweights and above. These guys are fighting at 118. This is the first time, really, that they've really put the spotlight on, you know, I dare say, on the little guys, because, you know, he's a world-class fighter. But as he said himself, I mean, this is the first time the spotlight is really, he's kind of carrying the banner, not only for himself, but for the whole weight class going on to this fight.
So if he wins a week from Saturday, Paul, How big will this make this man? Will he ever come on Chronicle Live again? Or?
Well, if he does, he
I
has to
love
bring,
it here.
he has to bring both
so.
of his title belts because that's what he's going for. He's
That's
going for
it.
the WBO and WBC belts.
You get them both if you win on Saturday, week from Saturday. So this was your last day working out in the Bay Area. You're flying down to Vegas tomorrow.
Tomorrow, and just try to acclimatize, you know, get the altitude and just the dryness of the weather out there, and just get used to everything else. And you know, from the fight time, I'll be ready.
So, Victor, what are some of the challenges now for a fighter? You know, we've got about a week and a half, 10 days to go before the fight. How does he get ready now in these last few hours?
He needs to relax, rest. It's about mental preparation from this point forward. It really is. And he's got a very positive mindset, extremely strong belief system. He's a very special guy. Let me also mention that starting on February the 15th, HBO has been out a number of times doing filming of a segment of Nonito and myself that will begin to air on February the 15th. So that'll be on for about 5 days before the fight, so a lot of people will get to see Nonito in training.
24/7 with Victor in the flash?
Hey, this is funny. After the weigh-ins, actually, I called Victor and, you know, I asked him, what should I eat, Victor? And he's like, okay, if you're going to eat steak, make sure you chew it this amount of time. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of a lot, but I'm going to try to do that.
How many times do you have to chew it?
He just
Cut it
tells
up
me,
into very little small bites. He
Is that the way you do it?
was very hungry for steak. Absolutely. You don't want to slow the metabolism down. He's trying to, and of course this was a previous fight after the weigh-in, but he'll rehydrate. He'll put quite a bit of weight back on. He'll probably come into the ring above 130.
All right, last Tuesday, I think it was, one of the biggest thrills of my life. The great Sugar Ray Leonard was in the very chair that you are in now.
Wow.
And it was
Keeping the chair.
When you were growing up, that was one of the guys, Sugar Ray and Muhammad, that your dad kind of patterned your game after a little bit?
Definitely, Sugar Ray Leonard was, you know, they created, my style was I was kind of like a student of the old school boxing, and I still am, you know, but the guys like Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, and Hearns and Haglers, those were the guys that I really watched. But during my amateur times, Sugar Ray Leonard was the guy that my father, you know, tried to, you know, I had to emulate his style because, you know, I had to be smart, not to get hit, be smart, and that was my guy.
He won in 5 weight classes, I think, the great Ray Leonard. You'll be a winner in 3 if you get these 2 belts.
Yes, sir.
WBC and WBO Bantamweight Championship belts. If you bring them, if you win them on the 19th, you bring them back on Chronicle Live, right? I want
Both
to
of
see him
them.
on the 21st.
I'll let you carry it.
All right, Flash. Good luck to you. Victor, good seeing you again, my friend.
Thank you for having
I'm going to
us.
go cut up my steak 16 times before I eat. All right, Aaron Rodgers had the championship belt handed to him yesterday, along with the Vince Lombardi Trophy and the Pete Rozelle Trophy, which goes to the Super Bowl MVP. Aaron went to Disneyland today, but will he be going to Madison Avenue, or Baker Street, I should say, as a major marketing pitch man? That's next on Chronicle Live.